Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, taking a look at one of my premium aircraft. This was actually a gift from a wargaming event and has a specialty code allowing you to be able to unlock this airframe. Now, this aircraft, being a Spitfire, is a relatively maneuverable jack of all trades, and a lot of people call these things the skill fires because it doesn't take a whole lot of skill to fly these types of airframes because they're generally intuitive. They're very simple aircraft. They have decent speed, decent altitude performance, nothing spectacular, and great maneuverability, and operate very well at being able to capture and then defend a zone by being able to engage in sustained turning fights. Now, this particular airframe only sports 8 Browning 303 machine guns, which are actually the light machine guns. These are very lackluster in overall damage output per gun, but when you combine 8 of them together and you get right up close to an enemy, they really can chunk away quite a bit of the enemy's health. You can see here the maneuverability is fantastic. I was able to get onto this boomerang pretty easily and wipe him out, and with the help of my allies, we're pretty much wrecking this zone. Now, this is an attrition game mode, which means for every zone that you capture, it's going to add a multiplier noted at the top of the screen for how much each enemy kill is going to be worth, as well as how much each one of your allies' deaths will be worth to the enemy based on how many zones they have control of. So it's important to get zones, but not nearly as important as it is to kill enemy aircraft. There have been several instances where I was behind on the kill multiplier, but still was able to eke out a win just based on sheer volume of devastation of the enemy. Now, heading to the middle where the real fight's going to be happening, we note that there's quite a few aircraft at higher altitude, and we really don't like operating above 4,000 feet, so I'm trying to conserve as much of my boost as I can, and just waiting to see if one of these aircraft maybe drop down, or if my allies can help me out here. I decide that I'm going to try and go up and help with some of these aircraft, but none of them are interested in coming towards me, so I decide to start focusing down the A-26B, and combined with my allies' guns and the sheer volume of fire coming out of my airframe, you're not hearing the hit registration, but we're definitely hitting that aircraft based on the sparkles on the main body of the aircraft. Based on the sheer volume that we're pumping out of machine gun fire, you're going to find yourself picking up a lot of kills. If your allies are shooting at him as well, you're most likely going to land the last hit just because there's so many rounds coming out of these 8 high rate of fire machine guns. Now I'm coming in behind the non-premium variant of this airframe, the Spitfire 1, and just absolutely decimated that aircraft in a single pass. We've managed to take this zone, and we also have captured that garrison on the other side of the map, which means now it's sitting at a ×3 multiplier. So each one of these kills has been racking up quite a significant gain for our team when it comes to the attrition battle mode. We have quite a few players here, being that this is a tier 5 aircraft and a tier 5 match. Yep, and there's that eking out the last shot. Now, I kind of feel bad for stealing some of these kills, but it's just the nature of these machine guns, just the amount of firepower coming out of it. We're able to help out with this key as well, and just look at the amount of damage getting pumped out just based on how many machine guns are firing. I really do enjoy it. And the other nice thing about this is, as a premium aircraft, we're not only making credits, but we're also making more experience. Now, I said we were maneuverable and we're a bit of a jack of all trades, but when you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none, right? So here we are fighting against the Zero, and he's obviously going to be able to outmaneuver me, and it's going to be hard for me to really run away from that engagement. So fortunately, my teammates saw that I was calling for help. If you want to tag an enemy in order to get your allies to try and focus him, the F4 button is the way to do that. Yep, and there's that volume of fire going in on that heavy aircraft and taking him out pretty effectively. That XP-44 rocket, that aircraft isn't meant to be operating at that altitude either, but he's doing a pretty good job of maintaining pace, and I would like to be able to catch up to him, so I kind of level the airframe off, maybe hit it up to 5 degrees incline, and right now I'm hitting the boost thinking that I might be able to get up underneath him and then climb up to him, but I'm just not going to be able to do it. So I decided to focus on the ground attacker that's making his way into the stronghold, and poof. We weren't getting hit registration noises just because I don't know if the game can't keep up with the rounds that are coming out of the airframe, but it's enough for us to be able to knock out a kill on that airframe. So now let's head to this garrison to see if we can defend it. Now, cruising along at a slight incline, you can see the aircraft is pretty comfortable at about 200 miles an hour, but earlier when we were boosting to that airfield, we were able to get up to nearly 330 miles an hour, so it has the speed available when needed, but I would like to conserve my boost for when I climb up and engage these aircraft. What I'm really concerned about here is going to be that Kai-88. He will most likely be able to outmaneuver me in a fight, and it's a player, so he will not let go once he sinks his teeth in. And again, I feel like I'm mopping up kills or stealing them from the teammates. I'd rather not do that, but it's kind of the nature of the beast. Now we're heading back into this garrison and it's about to tick down, so I decided I was going to stay here and wait for these bot aircraft to spawn so that way we can try and flip this zone as quickly as possible. At range, these guns are going to be very inconsistent just because of the nature of low caliber machine guns, but you just got to close the distance, very similar to what we talked about when we were addressing the Mustang series, the 50 cals. They want to get close so that way they can get more consistent hits. So I'd rather not brawl with the adversary outside of a zone. But right here, we are still looking at a bunch of enemies coming into my allies, and I would rather maintain the advantage of numbers against the adversaries, so this will allow us to be able to pick up some kills and get a few more points off of the ticker for the enemy, despite not being able to get any gains for the stronghold itself. We are going into a straight vertical climb. I usually don't suggest doing this, but there just isn't enough enemies down here for me to engage. But it looks like we're close enough to their spawn. They're all coming in now, so let's see who we should focus down. I'm kind of heading to this P40, but I note that this Kai-88 is right here, and that is that player, so let's try and put some damage on him. Now, running a full universal set allows me to be able to knock out his control surface, which is going to give me an advantage in this fight, and it doesn't show you except for a visual depiction of the flames coming off the aircraft that he was on fire, so that helped do a little bit of damage over time on him, and then we were able to finish him off. Now, he was not focusing us, he was going after other aircraft. He probably should have tried to maintain the turn on me, realizing I was a player. That enemy is now out of my range of fire, so I move on to another opportune target, and we have another enemy that has just spawned. I would like to try and focus him down as fast as possible. We weren't able to kill this 8010C, but I would like to be able to turn on him and take him out because he does have a set of 20mm cannons that can really hurt me or my allies if we let him get behind us. He does have a tail gunner, so I'm being a little wary of that, but I guess it never fired on me. Now there's only 3 points left on the ticker, and that's pretty much the end of the match. Taking a look at the post-game stats, you can see that running this premium aircraft will garner you quite a few credits. With a non-premium account, that's around 93,000, and that was only an 8,500 personal score, which is decent. That is definitely on par for what I've been getting in a lot of these West Wall missions over these past couple of weekends, but granted, running a premium account for the next couple of days at least, I was able to pull in 133,000 credits and some change. We did manage to take out 12 aircraft, and as you can see, we didn't get a whole lot of medals, but we did rank first on the team, and overall scoring results, we were only slightly behind the SE-100, and the Spitfire one was right on our tail right there. So take a look at this airframe being a premium aircraft. That was a free giveaway. I will put the code in the description if it's still active. It's been active for quite a while actually. Spitfires as a whole are known for being a really good jack of all trades. They're not really meant to be an altitude fighter, but are comfortable operating at around 4,000 feet for this Tier 5 Mark 1A, I believe that is. Now, it does carry 8 machine guns, but these are all going to be low caliber. But with the sheer volume of fire coming out of this airframe, you can see that it was really able to attrit away quite a bit of the enemy's health. Now, we did make a decent amount of credits, but bear in mind, I am also running full universal ammo. Like I said before, this is going to be the best bet when it comes to running any type of machine gun build. I was able to light quite a few aircraft on fire, and with the sheer volume of fire, also get quite a few critical hits, as you saw with that one engagement with the Ki-88. So it did cost some money to replenish the ammo on this airframe, but it was not that much. We were talking about a total of about 10,000 credits overall. With the amount of credits you'll be gaining from flying this aircraft, that is going to be minuscule. For the modules that I'm utilizing on this airframe, I am going with lightweight airframe to optimize the already strong maneuverability of this airframe, as well as improved radiator. Allows me to get my boost back to be able to maintain control in those circling fights, because this thing is going to get into quite a few brawls, as well as engine tuning to optimize that boost that we have available. When it comes to crew skills, it's a little bit inconsequential because this is a premium aircraft. This is actually my 1056 pilot, and I'm trying to train him up to be able to get Marksman 2. We are right on the cusp of being able to unlock that last skill point. We were able to get quite a few skill points, in fact, from that match. We've got 4%, so we're getting pretty close. And this is another great thing about premium aircraft, is the ability to train any aircraft or any pilot from that nationality in this airframe, regardless of what airframe he's actually trained for. So if we take a look here, we do have a Blenheim here. So if we throw the Blenheim in, even though this is a completely different airframe and the pilot is trained for the Blenheim specifically, he will also be able to operate this aircraft at 100% with all the skills active, which is a nice benefit for not only the premium aircraft, but also a benefit for being able to train any aircraft commander that you would like to throw in here. Like I said, this aircraft was free. It was given away for a wargaming event, and I think the code may still be active. I just used this probably about a few weeks ago, and it was still good. So I'll put that in the description for you guys. Maneuverability, 8-second turn time. It's definitely pretty decent. Speed is not anything to write home about, but at this tier, not a lot of things are moving greater than 300 miles an hour anyways. You saw with a boost, we're able to really start to peg the speedometer on this thing. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and if you want me to change something, throw it in the comments and we'll try and make it better for the next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you at the next one.